everyone, it's Tara. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am here with my April / Owls Magical Readathon wrap up. I am so impressed with myself for the month of April. I read more books in this month than I have read ever in one month, I'm pretty sure, in my life. It was fantastic. I read 15 books and 5,566 pages. Like, that's amazing to me. I did have one DNF, which is a bummer, but overall, I could not be happier with April. I passed all the owls that I needed. I'm ready for the newts in August. Things are looking good. So, because I read so many books, and I don't want this video to be forever long, I'm kind of going to do something a little bit different with my wrap up this month. I'm going to just give you the book, author, star rating, and then just like between 3 and 5 bullet points depending on the book. I'm not going to go into like a super detailed synopsis. I will leave a list of all of the books in the description box down below so you can go look it up on Goodreads or Amazon or whatever so you can get a synopsis. And I'm just going to kind of give you my like very brief thoughts. First, I just want to briefly mention the one book I did DNF. I just want to get it out of the way so we can move on to like happier times. I did DNF Anne of the Island. I wasn't really enjoying the series anyways after book 1. I was kind of forcing myself to read it because I wanted to support Tia and Amanda in their Annalong, but it wasn't like my favorite series to begin with. Then there is a scene in this book that really did not sit well with me. And I know it's only one scene, but I couldn't get past it because I already wasn't enjoying it. So I decided, you know what? I'm just going to cut my losses and move on and kind of be done with the series. That's that. I know a lot of people love this series, and a lot of people seem to be really enjoying it as part of the Annalong. It just isn't for me. So, moving past my DNF, which I'm sure is very controversial, and I respect everyone's opinions that love it. I hope you can respect mine for not loving it. Moving on from that, let's get into the books I did read. The first book I finished was a carryover from March, and it is Nevermore, The Trials of Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend. I gave this 4.5 stars. This is a middle grade book. I found it very whimsical. I loved the characters, and I'm excited to read book 2 as soon as I can check it out from my library. Book 2 is The Husband's Secret by Liane Moriarty. I gave this 4 stars. This was an audiobook. It's about a secret, obviously, a hidden letter, great plot twists, and overall just another great book by Liane Moriarty. I'm really coming to love her as an author and definitely want to read more of her stuff. Book number 3, Still Alice by Lisa Genova. This is a heartbreaking story, kind of like a day in the life of a person living with early onset Alzheimer's. Very touching. I will say my one criticism, and it's not even of the book, it's of the audiobook, which was read by the author. I found it very stagnant's not the right word, but like just very, there was no voices for like the different characters. It was very much just like like no, like, I don't know what word I'm looking for, but I did not enjoy the audiobook, which I thought was sad considering it was read by the author. But if you can get past that or read it physically, it's an amazing, amazing book. Book number 4, The Gatehouse by DeMille. This takes place 10 years after the Gold Coast. The Sutters and the Bella Rosas are at odds again. This is a lot more character driven than other DeMille books, but there is a definite like plot, and it kind of follows the consequences of all of the decisions that John Sutter makes. But a really good book. I don't know if I said what I rated this. I rated it 4 stars. All right, book number 5. If Only I Could Tell You by Hannah Beckerman. I gave this 4.5 stars. This is about estranged sisters and a mother who wants to reunite them. And there's a secret and a grudge that have kind of separated these sisters. And I think this book does a great job of illustrating how secrets and holding grudges and not being able to like talk things out and forgive each other can be super damaging to people that you love. Book number 6, Candy Cane Murder by Joanne Fluke. This is a novella. This is a bind-up of 3 stories. I did only read the book, or the novella, that's part of the Hannah Swinson series. It is Christmassy, fun. As we all know, I love this series, and follows Hannah as she is trying to figure out who killed their town Santa Claus. Book number 7, The Heist by Janet Evanovich and Lee Goldberg. I gave this 3.5 stars. This follows an FBI agent and a con man who, after years of being at odds with each other, have to work together to catch a even bigger threat than the con man is. It takes you on a worldwide adventure. There's like a budding romance. Overall, it was a just quick, easy listen, and I will try and continue the series. Book number 8 was The Last of August by Brittany Cavallaro. I gave this 4 stars. This is book 2 in the Charlotte Holmes series. In this book, you are in London and other parts of England and Germany with Charlotte and Jamie as they are trying to figure out what has happened with Charlotte's uncle, and at the same time, who has poisoned Charlotte's mother. Another great installment of this series. I purchased book 3 and will hopefully be getting to that in the next couple of months. All right, book number 9, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. 5 stars. Don't need to say much about this. Very nostalgic. Loved the illustrations. Excited to be back rereading these. Need I say more? Book number 10, Small Great Things by Jodi Piccoult. This I gave 5 stars. This book discusses race and racism and really leaves you thinking about things that you might say on a regular basis and how they can be misinterpreted by the people you are saying them to. A fantastic story. Loved the audiobook as well. Just, I cannot say enough great things about this. Definitely check it out. It will leave you thinking, and it's great. Book 11, Magic Hour by Kristin Hannah. I gave this 4 stars. This follows a child psychiatrist and her sister who are put in charge of caring for a wild child that is found in the middle of their small town in Washington, and explores what defines a parent. Is it just blood, or is there more things that define a parent than just blood? A really good quick read. Next, we have Sweet by Jonathan Auxier. I gave this 4.5 stars. This is another middle grade, highly recommended across BookTube. Set in Victorian London, and it follows a young female chimney sweep who is in an accident and is saved by her monster, and then her and her monster set off to live their own life, and it's a great story on like love and sacrifice. Just a sweet, sweet story. Number 13, A Tragic Kind of Wonderful by Eric Lindstrom. I gave this 4 stars. This is a great book that deals with the topic of mental health, specifically bipolar disorder, and kind of the stigma around mental health in general. I found it a little bit confusing to read at times, but I think that was intentionally done by the author. Like, there's a lot of like almost stream of conscious writing. Like, he was writing basically the thoughts that his main character had, and there was like times where there was no punctuation or like very scattered thoughts. So I think it was intentional. I found it a little bit hard to read at times, but overall I thought this was a great story that deals with a very difficult topic. Number 14, The Paris Wife by Paula McLain. I gave this 4 stars. This follows Hadley Richardson as she meets, falls in love with, and marries Ernest Hemingway, and they go off to Paris. I loved their like life story, seeing how their relationship evolved, and I loved meeting some very like well-known like literary legends. Like, you meet F. Scott Fitzgerald. I mean, it's about Ernest Hemingway. It's a very interesting read, and I loved listening to it because it was basically like, it was like you were just like listening to Hadley just like tell this love story. It was a good audiobook. Overall, I really enjoyed this book. And last but not least, book 15 was The Wedding Circle by Ashton Lee. This is book 3 in the Cherry Cola Book Club series. I gave this 4 stars. This book is not as library focused as the other 2 books have been. It's more focused on like the personal lives of members in the book club. We follow the club as they are planning 2 weddings within their circle, and it brought back memories of me planning my wedding, although I had such an easy time compared to the characters in this book. But it was fun to reminisce about my wedding planning. And I feel like this book taught a good lesson of being true to yourself, what you want, what you desire, what you're passionate about, regardless of any expectations that have been set to you by your parents or by society. Like, just staying true to yourself no matter what. So there you have it, the 15 books I read in April. I still can't believe I read that many. Like, it's remarkable to me that I read that many books in this month. If you want to know anything else about any of these books, please leave a comment down below. Let me know how your April went. If you did the owls, did you pass all of your owls? Are you all ready for the newts in August? Let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, happy reading. Bye.